to professionals and head to confessional. And once I'm in the booth, I feel real congressional. Welcome to the episode. Please like and subscribe. Don't drink and drive when you can smoke and fly. Soaring so high into the night sky, reaching for the stars, but they landed on a moon pie.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I wanted to say something about this last week, but I didn't. You know, there's a whole bunch of nets or flies running around, like too many, like flies outside.
Okay.
It was.
Oh, did they unleash mosquitoes? Is that what you're talking about?
That's what the. I said, what the. Yo, to myself, I'm like, yo, why? I'm like, there's a lot of fucking flies out here, or wherever the fuck they was.
Right.
So then
you noticed.
Yeah. So then I talked to him. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to him, and he was like, "Yeah, man, you know something about the mosquitoes?" And I said, "That's what it was." I said I knew I wasn't going crazy.
Right.
It was too many of them. Just in fucking. It was too many of them. I can't explain it. It was too many of them.
He was like, "There's more than there should be."
I'm like, bro, there's no way. There's no way. And nobody's seeing this shit?
Right.
Am I the only one seeing this shit?
They said they dumped him in Baltimore. It was one of the areas they dumped him in.
I know I wasn't going crazy, bruh.
There you go. Testimony. Testimony from people that live there.
I knew I wasn't going crazy.
Welcome to Awkward Intelligence. I'm Intox along with
BDot, baby.
Thanks for joining the conversation. Episode 41. Here we fucking go.
Bomb droppers.
Right.
Oh, damn, he was recording.
And they dropped them fucking mosquitoes.
Yeah,
you know what
man. I know I wasn't the only one that noticed that shit.
Right.
It was too many of them just flying around like that.
Yeah, I think it was a festival that was like a month or two ago. That's where they dropped them at, over some festival or some shit like that. They showed helicopters and it was dropping like something black was like flying out of it, and you were like, "What?" That's like, you know what I mean? It didn't look like exhaust. It looked like something else, and everybody was like, "That's them dropping the fucking mosquitoes and shit." So yeah, I don't know. I haven't noticed it personally myself, like near my home or near the studio or anything like that. But it's definitely out here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Shit's out here. You know, mosquitoes were really fucking prevalent right in like July, August area this year. You know what I mean? They were like strong. Yeah. Like you were constantly getting bit by the motherfuckers if you was hanging outside. But lately, haven't felt any. Haven't really felt as many, you know, or lately. Like in the last week or two, you know what I mean?
See, I got bit the other day by one of them motherfuckers, man. And I hate when they grow.
Oh, and you can
big
like,
dumbass bunts, man.
They start, yeah. Well, if you start, sometimes I've done it where like want to land on you,
yeah,
and I'll just watch it, and you'll see it. It'll just start growing because it's pumping your blood.
Yeah,
and then I'll smack it, and you'll get that little bit of blood on you. I'll be like, that motherfucker. They're quick. They're quick as fuck.
They fast. They light.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
You don't know when you want it.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Hey, they don't know. You don't know when you want. You don't know when they on your ass,
right? Until
you look down or feel that shit.
Yeah,
right?
They say that when they hit you, they first inject like a numbness so that you don't feel them coming in, and then they just start going. And when they go, that's when it actually starts like somehow irritating you, and that's how you feel it. So when you feel the bite, they've been there a second already. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
crazy.
They was already involved.
Right. I look down like, yo, he like this.
Right.
I'm like, oh, you
getting it in.
How long you been there?
Yeah, right.
10 minutes now, huh?
Right.
Fucking it was bump as swole as I was like, man, I hate when they form up though, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, it used to be like, a round little bump.
Right.
Now they got these they're like the Florida map.
Yeah, and then if you scratch them, you fucking break the skin, and then it turns into a fucking scab and fucking.
I hate
like, yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's like, yeah, we're that's how you know we're in the lower realm. You know what I'm saying? Because those can't exist in a higher realm. Just think about it; they just can't. There's no reason for them.
Can't.
They're only here in this lower realm. You know what I mean? I saw something on Instagram today that said that. It said when you go to sleep. Your dream state, right? It depends on where you go. So, and it's based on vibration. So if you're vibing high, you're going to go into the 5 higher realms, which are like the astral realm, the Akashic records, a couple other ones, you know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. So you're going to go into those realms. But if you're in your lower realm, you're going to go to if you're low vibration, you're going to go into like that lower realm. Well, there's only 2 negative realms, they say. That lower realm and the one we're in right now.
Oh, shit.
Those are the only 2 negative realms out there. The other realms, like the 5th dimension and all those, are all higher realms and have all positivity. They don't have a bunch of negative shit. It's only this realm and the lower realm that have fucking negative involved.
Bomb droppers.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. You got to do some more research. But they definitely have said that when you dream, your consciousness goes to the 5th dimension. That's proven fucking in science at this point. You know what I mean? They just don't understand what that is and where that is. You know what I mean? It could, like I said, it could be astral realm. It could be Akashic records. It could be back to source. I mean, you could go to so many places with that.
Yeah,
but they're all higher realms. But only the 2 lower realms, this one and the other one, are the only ones that are negative, that have negative shit in them. And you can do negative shit, you know what I mean? But otherwise, you're in positive realms, and there's no reason to do anything negative.
Right.
It's just not even part of it. You know what I mean? Because it's like I told somebody a while back. I said, look, I think we've said this on the show maybe.
What's that?
When you look at a fan, right? A fan, when it starts spinning so fast that at some point you can see through it, right?
Okay.
Right? You
Yeah.
notice that, right?
Yeah,
Everybody out there,
yeah.
y'all have noticed that. A fan, start up a fan, and it'll start, and then once it whirls up, you almost can see through that motherfucker. That's vibration. The higher you fucking vibrate, the less motherfuckers are gonna see you here. Because this is a lower realm. That's why you vibrate out of existence per se. Know what I'm saying?
Bomb droppers. Makes sense. Yes, sir.
It's the only way you can kind of see it on this realm. It's like something like that. If it's spinning, that's frequency and vibration. And at some point you can see through it. That means it's spinning fast enough for you to not even see it. You know what I mean? So that's why they say, like we said before, if heaven's only 3 feet above us, we just need to vibrate high enough to get there.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Stop thinking negative. Fuck it.
Right. Welcome to Awkward Intelligence, where we have the awkward conversations.
Think positive, man. Yeah. You always say vibe high, baby. Vibe high.
Yeah, that's the idea. I mean, like we said, in this realm, even vibing high all the time still brings you problems because this realm still has negativity. But like we said, if you're vibing high in this realm, your problems are small and you just push them aside. You're like, all right, I got that. Take care of that. But if you're vibrating low, and we're not talking about just mind frame. You're talking mind, body, and spirit have to be vibing at a high level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you're vibing low, when you have those low, when you're anchoring yourself to this fucking existence, which we all are doing in ways, because we're still trying to break out of the matrix, we're still anchored to this realm. And so when your problems come, they're just small. But if you're anchored real hard and you're fucking like, don't give a fuck, your problems are going to be large. You know what I mean? You're going to be attracting that bullshit, So that's the idea, is to try to attract your best timeline. Always, if we all understood that, you know what I mean? If we all understood to attract our highest timeline from birth, we'd be better as we got older, But they don't teach us that. They don't teach us to figure out our intuition. They don't teach us to figure out our thoughts. They don't teach us to figure out why we saw an apparition in our house. You know what I mean? They don't teach us what all that stuff is. So we grow up in the negative idea of all that. And that's what keeps us grounded in this realm and fucked up.
Bomb droppers.
That's just how I'm seeing it. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Just my thoughts racing around,
TED Talk, huh?
Right. Another Intox rant.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, because like from what I'm learning, that's what I start to put together. That's what starts to make sense to me. You know what I mean? Like if I'm learning all these different things, that's the conclusion it comes to for me, So, and on little things, we talked about plenty of stuff on all this, on all this. I come to all kinds of revelations and ideas, and and some of it right here on the show. You know what I mean? Some of it I'm coming up with it as we're speaking, and that's cool. It's kind of like its own therapy session. So yeah, I just got back from vacation, took a few days off, and went back home, went back to San Antonio. Shout out all my fam back in San Anto. But yeah, got to
cut you off.
Go ahead.
Before he left, he gave me some rice.
Yeah.
And I ate that thing with a toothache. You hear me?
Digging it.
That shit was good. I just want to tell you
Rice
that.
and peas.
Rice and peas. Bomb droppers.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. I got the container for you, but it's not here with me.
No problem. No problem.
I got it.
Not even worry about it.
Yeah, man. That was some good unexpected rice.
Yeah, it was some. That's just some Spanish rice I made. You know what I mean? It's kind of. I do variations of it, but that's the basics of it. You know what I'm saying? I can add or take away, do different things. So yeah, rice.
Definitely.
Do anything with it. So
yeah, you can. And
that's my version.
I was like, you know what? I was like, because I'm from the island, so I was like, damn, I need the rice and gravy. So I was like, dang, ain't no gravy. So I ate it. I was like, don't need no damn gravy.
You don't need it.
I was like, okay, that's what it is. That's how you know you got good rice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, you can eat that right.
For real.
I'll usually just make that as a side. Just throw it with whatever. If I got a piece of chicken or whatever, some stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
Or by itself sometimes. We just throw a little cheese on it, a little hot sauce, whatever. Just knock it out. You never know.
I was about to add some ranch, but I was like, nah, I'm good. I eat it like this.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, most people who eat that rice are usually on the good side of it.
Yeah.
No one's ever been like, it's all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's been like,
oh, you need
I
this.
Could eat
So
that. They're like, I could eat that.
Right.
Throw that on my plate, I'm with it. So yeah, I've been working on that rice for years. I've probably been working on that one for 8 or 9 years now.
Yeah, that's some good damn
When I first learned it, and then I did my own variation and just kept working it and made it a part of my, weekly, monthly type thing. We have it a couple times a month.
Yeah.
I'll throw it together. So yeah, if I have some on a Tuesday or something, man, I'll throw some on a container and bring it to you, and I know you like it.
Because that was some random shit. I wasn't expecting no rice and shit. I love rice.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I got some rice? Okay.
That's why I brought it, because I made some that morning. And then I was like, man, I know BDot likes that rice. I'm gonna bring him some rice.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, sir. But yeah. How was your
so San Anto. Yeah, man. I went down there and the whole thing was crazy because remember I don't know if I probably didn't talk about it on the show, obviously. But it was my aunt and my uncle. My mom. Remember my mom was on the show?
What's up?
It's her sister and her brother-in-law. You know what I'm saying? So my uncle and aunt, right? They turned 65 together same month. So they decided to do a party. So they set it for that date, September 16th. So a couple months ago, my mom was like, hey, they're doing this party. It would be really cool if you could come down and hang out. You haven't been to San Antonio in a few years, whatever. So I was like, cool. So I booked the flight and I was ready to go.
Right.
But she was like, I'm not telling anybody. You're going to show up as a secret. You know what I mean? Like, the only person that knew, I think, was my cousin Trina. Them two were able to put it together, and make it work. So they kept this secret for a couple months of me showing up, right? So my mom flew in on like a Wednesday. Right. I flew in the next day, Thursday. So she came and picked me up and then brought me over, right?
Right.
Stopped and got tacos, you know what I'm saying? Ate them fucking San Antonio breakfast tacos. I don't know shit about that. And then grabbed some tacos and then went over to my aunt's house, who was having a birthday, to say hi. Her birthday was like that Wednesday, the day my mom flew in. But the party wasn't until the Saturday. So I flew in on a Thursday, right? Gotcha. So I'm there a couple days early, but I'm going to help get things set up, whatever. So I pull up. I come walking up the driveway and shit. And one of my cousins is at the door. And he's like, oh, shit, I thought you was Uncle Henry, man. Because of my hair and everything, the way I look. I look like my Uncle Henry. And so I was like, yeah, man, I'm just channeling the ancestors, man. Because you know what I mean. Because one of my other uncles, Reuben, he passed away at like 87. But a lot of people say with my hair, I look like him too. We're all family. We're gonna look like each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same time, they'll see me in pictures sometimes, and they'll be like, wait, is that? Oh, I thought that was Reuben for a minute, or something. You know what I mean? Or oh, I thought that was Uncle Henry. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause I look just like them.
Whole time is you.
And it's me. So I come walking up. I'm hugging everybody. I see my aunt. She's excited. She's like, oh my God, you're here. You know. She's like. I knew it was weird that your mom wasn't talking about you yesterday. She's like, she didn't really say nothing about you. And because we had asked her if you was going to come or not, and she never said nothing.
Oh, drop it.
So the surprise went off.
Gave it away.
The surprise game off. But at the same time, because they know how my mom is, you know what I mean? They're like, but you never... I asked you, and then you never said nothing.
Right, okay.
So, you know what I mean? Like, is he coming? Is he not coming? Did you talk to him? You know, nothing. She was just kind of like, oh, yeah, Jeff's doing fine. You know, shit like that or whatever. You know what I mean? So, fucking, the shit's crazy.
Keep some pride.
Yeah, so it was awesome. So the surprise worked out, man. Everybody was excited to see me, you know, and it was exciting for me, too. It was actually, that's why I really wanted to talk about it on the show, was because for me, man, reconnecting with my family, meeting up with my older cousins, the ones on that side of the family, I'm like the sixth one down, something like that. From like there's 17 of us, and I'm like the sixth or seventh one down. And so at this point, there's only like 4 of us up there that are like we've become like the head of the family. You know, we're like the grown-ups now. You know what I mean? And because either our dads are gone or they're not involved or. You know, they passed. My grandfather's passed. Our grandfathers have passed. You know what I mean? So like, we're the head of the family now. There's no, you know, we have my Aunt Diane is like the matriarch. She's the oldest one of the kids. You know, my grandparents' kids. So she's kind of like the matriarch of the family. She's the oldest one in that sense. But we're like some of the oldest males that are still around. You know what I mean? So we had conversations of, you know, like, man, we need to step up and like start paying attention to really what's happening with our tribe and our family right here. Because we've went and created our own tribes in the world, like we've talked about, you know, but we weren't paying attention to all that. We were letting a lot of that just slide and just not really thinking about it, you know. So we had a real in-depth conversation. We reconnected and we felt good about it. You know, it was exciting to see everybody. And we made plans for the future to start to put the family back together and how we can, you know, grow everything and we can all be better instead. You know what I mean? Because it's things we talk about on the show. You know what I mean? Like shit like that, like reconnecting and networking, building with each other. You know,
right?
They were on the same page, and that's what was cool about it. And some of them hadn't even seen the show. You know what I mean? Some of them were like, "Yeah, I've been thinking about it too," and you know all this stuff and da da da. And then I was like, you've been watching the show? And they're like, I've seen like one episode, you know, I checked it out. And I'm like, watch the show. Right. This is the shit we talk about. You know what I mean? We talk about everything, you know, music, relationships, you know what I'm saying?
Everything.
Conspiracies, politics, you know, current events. I mean, you know, all that stuff.
Upcoming
Smoking,
events,
whatever.
everything.
You know what I mean? So they were like, oh, okay. I didn't realize that. So, and then a bunch of people were like, you got a show? I was like, who's not telling y'all about the show? Like, people down here should be telling y'all about the show. Because my uncle had watched it. You know what I mean? But I was like, you didn't tell everybody else? Like, what's going on here? So we just needed that reconnection and just, it was awesome, man.
It felt good. I know.
It was the family love, man. It was so cool, man.
I know the feeling.
It felt so good, man.
Sir.
So yeah, if y'all watching, I appreciate y'all. Episode 41, Awkward Intelligence,
yes,
Intox and BDot. What's up?
What's up, baby? Bomb droppers. Shit, even I wasn't there. I felt like I was there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It was exciting, man.
I know the feeling, though.
And those 4 or 5 days just fucking went so fast. I wish I could have had more time. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna make it a habit to try and get down there a lot more. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So keep your couch open because I'm couch surfing.
You got a family member that cry when they see you?
I don't know.
Like, my grandma do that to me all the time.
She breaks down.
Yeah,
You're like,
she just break down.
You're
man.
You're like, Grandma's not crying. Now I'm crying.
Man,
It might be
shit is
another hit on that
crazy.
one. Might be a little one left on there.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
No.
love the family, man.
Yeah. My cousin Kenny. I didn't realize this at the time, but I hadn't seen him face to face for 15 years. You know what I mean? Like that was a revelation, because I was like, I seen him on Instagram. We might have talked on the phone
Yeah.
a few times. We definitely text each other. But when we thought back about it, we were like, when was the last time we actually seen each other? You know what I mean? And it was probably about 15 years ago.
Yeah, you know,
And we
like
were
seeing
like-
them.
Yeah, and then he was just staring at me, smiling. We're just looking at each other. I'm like, man, good to see you, good to see you, cuz, And then he looks at me and he goes, man, you ain't even got no stress in your eyes, man. And I was like, damn. I was like, that's awesome, man. I was like, you can see that? He's like, yeah. He's like, you ain't got no stress in your eyes.
That's what's up.
I was like, man, it's crazy. And I just, I talked to him about like what we've been doing, just changing my lifestyle, changing my ideas, changing my mind. You know what I'm saying? Sharpening my skills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All that stuff. And he's been doing the same. Because he was talking about, he was like, he had said that the men in our family, a lot of them ain't lived past 60. You know what I mean? Most of them, probably 80% of them have not lived past 60. So, he thought about that a couple years ago and was like, man, I got to be better. So, he started going to the gym, started eating better, started thinking about his, started getting his mental together.
That's what's up. Motivated.
Not so mad at, because he was, he's mad at the world just like I was mad at the world at one time. Like we've all been mad at the world at one time. You know what I mean? And then you started getting his mental together, started working out, started eating better, just started doing little things. And you can see how he looked healthier too. You know what I mean? And I want to say he's like 48 now or something like that. So because he's one of my older cousins, so he's like 48. And so, yeah, it was just it was like crazy how we were all on the same page, but just doing it a little different, doing it a little different, but on the same page. And that's why I was like, yo, man, watch the show. He was one of the ones who watches the show. But I was like, and then like his wife, my cousin, I had never met her, because I think they said they've been married 14 years. So I'd never met her, you know what I mean? And so like I'd seen her in pictures, people have talked about her, And so she was awesome, you know what I mean? She was fucking awesome. I was like, damn, man, this is cool.
Yeah.
I needed that. And that's what I told him. I said, you know what? I think I needed this more than you guys did. Just to reconnect myself back and realize what was really going on.
See what's going on, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I needed that. It helped me see some things in myself as well as them and, other things. And I was like, man, I needed that. I appreciate it. So, yeah, love you guys.
That's what's up, man.
Spread the love.
Spread love. That's what, hey, that's it. Bomb droppers. Yeah, man, I feel you on that reconnect with the family, man, because, I got some little cousins out here that know me but don't know me like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if
they
I come
know of
around,
you know what I mean?
right.
But they don't really know you.
That's what I'm saying. So, connect with your family, man.
Yeah, and like I said,
connect.
And like I said earlier, when we realized we were the men of the family, you know what I mean? When we started realizing, like, damn, there's not too many people older than us that are male within our family on this side. You know what I mean? That's when we were like, yo, I think I need to take more charge about shit. You know what I mean? And be involved more with ideas and things with the family, because who else is going to do it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I started seeing it. And so when we talked, they were on the same page, and we were like, cool, man. I was like, let's straighten this thing out. Like, we're only going to get better if we make it better.
Yeah.
We can't just hope it's going to get better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, so that's why that reconnect was so awesome, was because it helped me see more of what I needed and what I needed to understand. So I appreciate that. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, man.
It was as you can see, it was exciting.
It's a good
I'm
feeling.
excited,
Yeah, it's a good feeling, man.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling. Like, shit. I met, it's like my grandmother had a son.
Like later?
Like,
Or earlier?
before.
Oh, way before.
Yeah, before. Like, I ain't even know him. But basically, long story short, he could have went to the NBA. But it was blown because of somebody didn't know what. Let me tell the story.
Go ahead. Yeah. I think I remember you talking about this at one point, but go ahead. Yeah, finish it up, man.
Yeah, all right. So he had a chance to go to the NBA,
Right.
but
So you said recruiters had come to see him, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So like, and they were like going to talk to his family to tell him what everything was going to go on.
yeah,
and
tell him
all
what
that
was
stuff,
going
right?
on, but the owner thought that they were trying to take him.
Right. His guardian at the time.
Yeah, his guardian at the time.
If you don't want to mention who it is,
right.
the guardian at the time. Yeah.
See, he thought that they was trying to,
Recruit him into some bad shit or
yeah,
something.
some crazy shit.
Didn't
So
understand it. Yeah.
she was like, no.
Yeah. She's like, get out of here.
Blew his chances.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember my grandmother telling me the story a while ago, and I finally met him. It was like, yo, he's tall as shit. I'm like, damn. Uncle Steve.
Yeah.
Uncle Steve. But yeah, he
He
tall
almost-
as fuck,
yeah.
man.
He
You know
had
what
a
I'm saying?
chance.
He had a chance to make it. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't
But
for him.
he told me he wanted to play.
Yeah.
He told me he wanted to play.
Yeah. He wanted to do it.
You know what I'm saying? But
I'm just
he
thinking.
he was obeying. He was obeying.
Yeah. How long ago was this? Was this like
Man,
in the
this was a
80s
while
or
ago.
90s or something? Or what?
Probably like the 90s, some shit.
Sometime
like
in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the NBA was crazy back. It was still not as like athletic as it is now. In the 90s, you had let's think about what's in the 90s at this time. You had like what I remember of the 90s was like David Robinson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sean Elliott,
Ewing.
Michael Jordan with he had the 6 rings in the 90s. Ewing got robbed his whole career. Olajuwon was all in the 90s. He would have been part of that.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, that's crazy. That would have been a crazy
he worked
decade.
with Patrick.
He worked with him?
Yeah, Patrick. You know what I mean? They was working out.
Mm-hmm.
They was working with him. They were training him.
So how did he get stopped by the one
what I'm
conversation? That's
saying.
weird.
Because the guardian was like, no.
But you think they would have came back to him once he was of age, right? Because like then you can't stop. Nobody can stop you but you. Was he? You know what I mean? Maybe
Yeah,
I guess
but-
at that point they gave up on
Yeah,
him. Yeah.
Nah. See, like he was in Trinidad at the moment.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
they're not going to come back over there. I got you. That was over there. Got you. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, because I was thinking over here, I'm like, you
And
would
the
just
guardian was like, nah.
yeah.
So he was respecting it.
I got you. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Different culture, different ideas.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I got
But
you.
yeah, man. But I know the feeling with you know what I mean, with seeing people you ain't seen in a while or never seen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I know the feeling. I know that's a good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Good connection. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you talked about some things, to elevate.
Yeah. Elevation, yep. Because like I said, all those cousins, man, that's the other part of those. All those cousins I saw, man, we all grew up together. As kids, we used to be at grandma's house every summer, running around with each other, going to the pool, walking to the street, going to the store, you know what I'm saying, getting them 10-cent candies, you know what I'm saying? We grew up together as kids and friends at the same time, kind of a thing, you know what I mean? And so, like I said, now as we're older as adults, man, it's every time we see each other, it's like we never left, you know what I mean? Every time. And that's what's so cool about it, That's why it was so interesting to go home and just have that feeling again and just go back to my roots, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Re-energize, recharge,
Right.
And then jump off the porch again. Back in Maryland.
Back to the bullshit. Back to life. Back to reality.
There it is.
Say, nah, man, this shit crazy. Hey, man, get your credit right.
Yeah.
If you need a little help, I suggest this. Was it?
What you got a plug?
Nah, I mean you can do it yourself. It's called credit. Credit. Oh my gosh. Self. It's called Self.
He said, "Oh my God." I'm with
It's
you, man.
called Self Credit Card. You know, it help you get them numbers up. If you got low numbers, you know, get that credit right, man. Basically, that's all I'm saying. It help you out. Self.
Yeah, because see, like, I was talking to someone the other day, and they were talking about credit, right? Crazy you mentioned that. And then they, I said, they're trying to do things, they want to eventually get a house and different things. So they want to straighten their credit out, And so we had to have that conversation of, okay, there's a point of cleaning up your credit, and then there's a point of maintaining your credit, kind of a thing, And so you have to understand how credit actually works in order to utilize it properly. You know what I mean? Because some people think, if you have credit cards, having a lot of credit cards can be bad. You know what I mean? If like say if you have 15 credit cards and each of them have a credit limit of like $8,000 each, right? Well, what's 8 times 15? That's over 100. It's almost $100,000, or whatever. So somebody can look at that and go, "That's a lot of debt that you can get into and get in trouble." See what I'm saying? People can look at it that way, based on your debt to income ratio. Who knows about the debt to income ratio, right? So it's almost like if you make $100,000 a year, right, and then you have $100,000 in credit cards, you have a house, you have cars. They look at all that. Look at how much debt you have, look at how much assets you have, and then look at how much money you make. That's what the debt to income ratio is. You know what I mean? It's for people out there. And then
That is actually good.
Right. But the thing is you gotta
know how to use it.
But you gotta be using it. That's the other part. You gotta be moving money. Because if you're just holding money and not doing anything with it, they don't like that either. That starts to make your credit negative as well.
Yes,
by
sir.
just holding it. They want you to be moving it. So here's one example of ways you can do that without actually getting a credit card per se. One way I do it is I have what's called like a world credit card, right, from my bank. And it gives you cash back on like everything. Okay. Online stuff, gas, groceries, whatever. But it's their money. It's the bank's credit card. So when I use it all month, I'm using their money. My money's just sitting in my account hanging out. Their money's being spent, right? But they have a date at the end of the month, whatever it is, 22nd, 25th, 29th, whatever. And at that date, if you have a balance in there, they'll charge you some interest. But if you don't, then you get all your cash back and nobody has any questions, right? But it counts as a credit card, which means you're spending their money, which means if it gets hacked, it's their money that gets stolen, not yours. So you see what I'm saying? So it's the bank's card. So if it gets hacked, it's their money. So you know what they're going to do? They're going to go after it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But think about it. Most people will say, if it's a credit card that gets hacked, they want to go after you for the money. You know what I mean? And then you try to have to prove that you didn't do it. It's usually not too hard, but I'm just saying. They'll still try to go after you. Well, that's the bank's money. That's not my shit.
Right.
You go get your money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a different way to do it. That's all it is. But yeah, just in general, credit, you know what I mean? You got to be moving money. You got to have some credit. You got to be showing that you can handle money.
Yeah.
That's really what it's about. Oh. Welcome to the episode.
But I turn that bitch off. Yeah.
So when you deal with credit, just know that you got to be using and moving money or they won't, it could look bad in different ways. And don't have too much debt.
And another thing, keep it under 30% for real. And what I mean by that is like, you got to use a fraction of the money. Like if you got a $1,000 limit,
right?
Don't use the whole $1,000. Use like.
Is that to use the 30% and then try to work it from there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
don't keep it maxed out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Never max your card. No. No. Yeah. Keep it under 30%.
Yeah.
Basically, you just got to figure out what
Keep
you
it
getting
manageable.
paid. Right.
That's manageable. You know what I'm with you. Because like say if you have that $1,000 right on that card and say you keep anywhere between $200 and $300 on there every month as you're revolving, right? That's showing you're using money. That's showing you're making payments, but it's also not going to charge you a bunch of interest.
Yeah.
It'll be a small piece of interest where if you're maxed out every fucking month, that's a lot of interest. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot more than a couple hundred. Mm-hmm. So, or whatever. If you have 10,000, don't use more than 3. Same rule. You know what I mean? At a time, and then try to pay some of that off
back,
before
right.
you do it again or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm with you.
Dang, we just gave you some free game right there. That's crazy. Bomb droppers.
Just got to be smarter with
You
it.
got to catch it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just got to be smarter with it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You get all the credit cards you want, but like you said, you got to move it. Mm-hmm. But the whole thing, pay it back on time.
Right. Yeah. That's always been the goal. But none of us ever lived like that.
Yeah.
Until now. I'm doing it now. But I learned. It took me years and years and years,
just
but I
learned
understood.
that my damn self.
So
like,
yeah, man.
Shit, I had a
was
credit
the same
card.
way. I was the same way.
I had a credit card back in the day. You know what I'm saying? My aunt told me to get a credit card, not telling me the game, the steps behind it.
Right.
I just got the credit card.
Started charging it up. Oh, I can get that.
Wow.
I can get that.
Nothing. Wow. I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm. I can just
And then
walk
my
out
damn shit backed up. You know what I'm saying? She didn't tell me how to pay the bills or nothing. I'm like, what the fuck?
So what you think was happening?
I didn't shit. She just wanted some of my credits and said, hey, you need to get a credit card to put in your credit or something. You know what I mean? You have something on your credit.
Right.
So I'm like, hold up. I mean, that's all I knew with the swipe.
Yeah.
I
You
ain't
had
got
no
no
idea how to
background
pay
behind it.
for it or nothing.
Right.
You're just like, this might come out of my job, maybe.
I'm like,
I don't know.
What? I'm like, what? I got $500. What? Hink it.
Till I hit that limit.
Yeah. And I'm like, hold up. That messed me up from back in the day, but you know what I mean? That's clear now.
I got some more free game.
That ain't about nothing. What's up?
So some of y'all who got youngins, right? And you always end up, and y'all might have been in the same position when y'all was like 18 or whatever. You turn 18 and you go to get credit, and what do they tell you? You don't have any credit, so we're not going to give you any credit. See what I'm saying? You've never done anything. So even if they do, they might give you, like you said, a $500 limit. What's that going to do? I can afford that usually. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need your $500. You know what I mean? So here's a little quick hack for you. So when your kids are young, whatever age they are, even if they're babies, whatever, put them on your credit card as a second user. But never tell them and never give them access to the card. And then you use the card and make all the payments and use it the way you normally use it. Try not to default, try to be good with it. When your child is 18, their credit's going to be astronomical, and people are going to not wait to give them shit. But they're going to get the better rates. They're going to get the better ideas. You won't have to co-sign for them.
Bomb droppers.
See what I'm saying? So if your kids are young, put them on your credit as a co-person. And then they don't know nothing about it. You ain't got to tell them nothing about it. And then when they're ready to get their shit, their credit's going to be impeccable because you took care of it for them. You know what I'm saying?
Easy.
Yeah. Easy one. I did. And I'm going to see if this is going to work because I did it with my daughter when she was like 14, 15. I didn't know about it until then, and then, but now she's 19. So she's out in the world. So when she's ready to get it, matter of fact, I want to check her credit. I want to check her credit and see what she got because I don't know if it worked or not, but I did that. I did that. So I want to see if I can show you some living proof.
Yeah, shit.
That's all I'm saying.
That's what's up.
And if I would have known about it earlier, I would have had more time to try and do that with her. You know what I mean? I didn't learn until she was about 14, 15. So I got a couple years in, but even a couple years is better than none.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
we'll see how it goes.
Shit, that's a good feeling though. You walking in a place and your credit right. Can't
Right.
tell you nothing yet.
Right. Like, I don't want to hear your shit.
Right.
Talk to someone else about that. Because you're not talking to me.
Yeah. When your credit right, you good. But yeah, self credit card, man. Check it out.
Yeah.
Self credit card.
Self credit card?
Yeah.
I'll throw it on the screen.
It's called Self.
I'll look it up and I'll throw it up there.
Hey, shout out to Lil Broski, man. Shit, he put me on game about credit cards. About getting my credit right for real.
Nice.
Good looking Lil Broski. For real.
We're about 40 minutes in. Let me let's play this song real quick. We'll see where we're at, and then we'll put our thoughts together and we'll hit the second half of this show. So this one is called Mouthpiece. It's by me, Intoxicated. It's a mixtape joint I did for the Cartel mixtape back in like 2017. So it's a few years back. But what the reason I want to play, because I don't know if I played it on there or not. I can't remember. But the reason I want to play it is because it reminded me. It is the song. It's the first song. Remember, because I've talked about me when I got sick and stopped drinking and all that shit, right? On the show. It's the first song I did about a month or so after all that. Being clean, sober-minded, you know what I'm saying? And through my ordeal, and I'm like, all right, where am I going next, kind of a thing. And so this is the first song I did. So this is a sober mind now. It's not intoxicated anymore, in a way. You know what I mean? It's a sober mind. So I wanted to play that. So let's see what we got here.
Let's get it.
This is off the PPE Cartel Volume 2.
You're saving. Your little hands are getting shaking. Little time to let the light see. The fun behind your eyes, they don't know my nights advice.
Another summer day, just enjoying the breeze. Superstar feeling, cause bitches feeling me. Some shit in life just happens for a reason. I'm back on the streets and happy that I'm breathing. Strolling down the Ave, soaking up the scene. Thinking of my future manifest destiny. Speaking like a therapist, but don't be scared of it. Put it on Blu-ray, let the whole world sharing it. Into something new, something to get into. Life is too short, so I guess we're through. Passing you by, just another strange guy. I just need a slice, not the whole damn pie. Reach into my pocket and pull out some game. Before the body, you must first get the brains. But don't give up, keep a good tight grip. Put a smile on your face once you feel that shit.
How will I know that you're saving? Your little hands are getting shaking. Little time to let the light see. The fun behind your eyes, they don't know my nights advice.
Don't cheat yourself, don't beat yourself. Get you some game and treat yourself. Cause you better than that, and you know I know. Slumming round town, but not like them hoes. So pick yourself up, lock in grind mode. And in a couple of years, you'll have a treasure trove. So serious about that action. Fly close to the sun, end up crashing in the hospital bed. Sweating out bullets. Just the other day, living life to the fullest. Cause every day we live, just pushing those limits. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. The conscious mind just struggles for a breath. Gotta speak up and say it with your chest. Put your money where your mouth is. I'm all about this. The streets in my blood, so go ahead and doubt this.
How will I know that you're saving? Your little hands are getting shaking. Little time to let the light see. The fun behind your eyes, they don't know my nights advice.
Woke up in the morning, still feeling the buzz. And hit the group me app like, what up, cousin? Just another highlight in this movie called life. Reincarnation, couple lives, get it right. Working so hard, cause I can't lose it all. So high on the tower, it's a long way to fall. Don't give me no shit, I don't need no lip. Can't find a job, but you can always strip. Bring it in from the cold, the young and the bold. mouthpiece so cold, see my breath when I speak. No need to feel cheap, keep walking those streets.
How will I know that you're saving? Your little hands are getting shaking. It'll sound too left of light, see. The fun behind your eyes, and on all my nights of lies.
Yeah,
I know that you're saving.
it just rides out from there. Just a little funky
That
joint.
shit, right?
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
always like that one because it was funky, man.
Yeah.
It's so funky.
it's like you could ride to that.
Mm-hmm.
Play at the cookout.
Yeah. It's like cookout music. It just rides out, man.
Yeah, it make you ride. Make it just
It makes you want to hang out. This is like
Right.
This is like good vibe music
I'm
right here.
chilling right now. You hear me?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Mouthpiece
That's
off the
what's
cartel, the PPE Cartel 2. That's free download on the website, ppeintox.com. Hello.
Droppers.
Damn, I got that sun right in my eyes right now.
Yeah, dang.
It's on me.
That shit definitely coming in
It's
like
on me right now.
like
Let your light shine on me. Shine on me.
damn, that shit definitely shining for real. Speaking of that, shit look like a beam or some shit. Matter of fact,
Yeah, man. I'm being touched by light codes right now. Those light codes are trying to work it out. I'm getting upgraded. My DNA is upgrading right now. It's like the tractor beam.
yeah.
Nice.
Speaking of that though, I know it's gonna be hard for some of y'all to do.
Here we go.
I know it. But I keep hearing October 4th.
October 4th. That's the EBS, the Emergency Broadcast System, right?
Some signals
Yeah. They're saying on October 4th,
be
FEMA.
shooting out.
FEMA's going to test the system, right? You been hearing that? That's what you've been hearing?
Yeah, I definitely been hearing that.
So a lot of people are saying that it's actually not just an EBS signal. What I've been hearing is that what you're trying to say is to turn it off, right?
Yeah.
Don't even be around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn it.
Hide your phone.
Turn
somewhere.
it off. Turn
Well,
it
I
off.
think they said even if your phone's
Unplug
turned
your
off.
TV. Well, wrap it up in aluminum foil and
might
throw it in the
come
microwave.
Oh shit! That deep? We gotta go that deep?
Man, nah, you ain't gotta go that deep, man. But just turn it off.
Yeah. So
From
the signal they're saying that I'm hearing is that it's gonna send out a frequency that's gonna make you sick or could make you sick or activate the vaccine or whatever else it might fucking
I
do.
don't know what
Right.
the fuck it's gonna do, but
So October 4th, I think it's at like 2 p.m. They said, right?
yeah.
By 2 p.m., don't be near your phone. Turn it off, hide it somewhere, wait a couple hours, come back to it. Let's not get hit with that signal on October 4th. That's the challenge. The AwkwardIntel challenge right now is October 4th. Turn off your phone for 2 hours between 2 and 4.
Bomb droppers.
Let's do it that way.
Yeah.
Let's make it an awkward challenge.
Who gonna do that shit?
It's an awkward
I know
challenge.
it's gonna be. It's 2 hours.
Yeah. Our first awkward challenge.
I mean, right.
Crazy, right?
I mean, you gotta unplug the TV though. I'm talking about
Oh, and the TV?
everything.
Oh, because it's going to come across the TV and the
Yeah.
phone, right? And your tablets? And your- and
radio,
your laptops?
tablets,
And the radio?
laptops. You hear me?
Oh, my gosh. They're trying to get everybody.
You hear me? All right.
Yeah, so awkward challenge. Turn your phones off October 4th between 2 and 4 p.m. Don't listen to that signal.
Shit might start. Shit gonna hit your brain.
What was that other date we were talking about?
Oh,
23rd?
yeah, the 23rd.
What's today? Today's the 20th. We're recording this on the 20th, folks.
So the 23rd is Saturday. That's a Saturday.
Yeah.
Let's see what. Yeah, the 23rd was a big. It was a big date in like a bunch of movies, right? Where something happened on that date in a bunch of movies, right? That's what everybody's been talking about. And so we're thinking this is the year that it happens for us, the 23rd, right? Dang, that sun's really coming in strong now. It's coming in strong now. I'm gonna have to duck down. I'm gonna duck down on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, something like that, right?
Days. Like we say, don't be scared. Be prepared.
Be prepared. Prepared, not scared.
Yeah.
Yep. Prepared, not
Not
scared.
scared. Let's get it.
Teach, not preach.
Bomb droppers. Let's get it for real, man. But
Yeah.
you know, there's a couple things I've been hearing too. You know. That's crazy.
What about that?
And you can feel it, man. It's something feel. I don't know. Something just
What
feel
about that
crazy
F-35 that went missing the other day? You hear about that shit?
F-35.
Yeah. They said there was an F-35 that just went missing the other day.
Nah.
Well, there's a couple of them that went missing, I think. One of them landed in Havana. And then the other one crashed in North Carolina or some shit like that. They said that it was on the way to destroy a city somewhere with laser weapons that we've been talking about. They've been starting the fires, right? So it was going to go hit up another city, and it got remotely taken over. They ejected the pilot, and they crashed it into North Carolina, somewhere in North Carolina. So that's what I'm hearing on the airwaves. You're not going to hear that on your news. You're going to hear that right here at Awkward Intelligence.
Didn't hear that. Bomb droppers.
So yeah, that just happened like, what was today? That was like probably Monday when that happened.
Dang.
That was Monday, I think. The plane. So yeah, but yeah, they're actively and then I saw another. Here's what'll put it together for you, because here's what started putting it together for me. I saw another Intel channel that said, we are now in the process of cleaning up your food, cleaning up the water, cleaning up the air, the galactics. You know, they're vibrating out all that shit. You know what I mean? So they're helping clean it up. But they also said their energy weapons, which was that plane, right, have been cloaked from us. They will have to use them for us to find them. So that put it together of, this is why all these earthquakes are happening. This is why all these fires are happening. This is why these tsunamis, because the cabal is using these weapons, and then the galactics are then catching them and finding them. See what I'm saying? So it's working. The plan is working. And you got to have destruction before creation, right? So I'm putting it all together that way. That's where I'm seeing all this.
That shit crazy.
That's where I'm going with it. I don't know. You know what I mean? But that's the dots I'm starting to connect. You know?
Bomb droppers.
I don't know. It gets deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
What do you think? What else you hearing? You hearing anything else with that?
No. Not with that one.
Yeah. But yeah, it's every day, man. It's always something. There's always something going on. You know, it's like, oh, what we say? We're the kids, right? We're the Maui kids. You had something on that, didn't you? Didn't you say something about that earlier? That you might have thought there was something, they found the Maui kids, or they figured out how they might have got them out or something? I can't remember now.
No, man.
What were you saying?
It was like in Maui, these motherfuckers they weren't letting people out.
Yeah, when it was blockading and stuff, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's why a lot of people got killed, because they was blockading. But what they realized was they had a screenshot, like a satellite image, that was like hours before or the day before or something like that. and it showed 13 school buses in this lot, right? And then when they got the first images of the burnt out area, you know, and they were doing they were sending those satellite images of the burnt out areas or whatever, you know, they zoomed in and there was only 2 buses there. And they were like, where'd all the buses go? You know what I mean? Like 11 buses just, because they didn't find them burned anywhere on the island, but they weren't in that parking lot anymore from the day before. And this is an island, so it's not like you could just drive them away. Right. They were going to be somewhere on that island. You know, they might have been in the street burnt down because they got caught, but they weren't. They accounted for everything in that they could tell, and they weren't. They could only find 2 buses, so they said 11 buses disappeared.
Crazy.
How does that work? You know what I mean? Like, where the fucking, you're on an island. Where does 11 buses disappear to? Not many places, you know? So lately, the new investigation that's happening right now from the people, like us, like Awkward Intelligence, right? They found a satellite image of an island, one of the islands next door. And they had 12 containers. It's owned by one billionaire. This island's owned by one billionaire. He has a port on this island, and at that port there was 12 like those cargo containers, you know, the big ones that you can like make into fucking houses and shit, right? So those cargo containers that would be on like ships, shipping containers. There was 12 of them at that island. And then all of a sudden they're like, you could put a bus in those. Buses fit. So they were like, if there was 12 of them on that island and now those are gone, what was shipped in those fucking containers? So they're like, you could put 11 buses in those containers, and then the last container, the 12th container, you could put all the children in, and then you could ship them all out, and nobody would fucking know the wiser.
Bomb droppers.
Those are the conclusions they're coming to based on what they're finding. Who knows if all of it's real or not? We don't know. All we know is there's kids missing. That's all we know. We're just trying to figure it out because you know what? Your journalists on the news ain't trying to figure it out. No one's talking about it on the news. Know what I'm saying? It's only us. We're the only people talking about it.
Damn. They
Crazy.
taking their kids, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other part. You're not hearing a lot of stuff that you hear here. You don't hear on the news.
Right.
You should start wondering why. You know, especially when it is mainstream, like the Maui fires. That's a mainstream scenario happening in this world right now. Why are we not hearing more about it? You should be questioning that.
Bomb droppers.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Woo! That bad boy's hitting. Nice. Yeah, I was.
Showing how you roll it.
Yeah.
The roller, like that.
One thing I wanted to bring up was
that?
Everybody understands for the most part the Exodus, right? The whole, you know, what was it? Moses came to get his people. Is that what it was?
Okay.
That's the Exodus, right? And they, Red Sea and all that stuff, right? So, me connecting dots again, just different things I'm seeing and different intel I'm getting from the different channels and, you know, the other spiritual and leaders and everything, you know. As I'm watching all these shows and connecting dots, I'm looking at how they're talking about the money switch, right? So they're saying they've been trying to get it to make it a level playing field we all got to get our money back that they've all been stealing from us, right? So they're calling it the wealth transfer. So I'm almost thinking that the exodus is happening right now. We are in it. We are in the exodus because we're exiting the United States corporation. We're exiting that. That's our Babylon. You know what I'm saying? That's, or you know, what they would say. So like, that's the power that's above us. So we're exiting that. We're in the exodus at this moment. And when we get to the end of that, that's that wealth transfer that's going to happen. We're going to get the power back, and then we're going to be able to rebuild.
Bomb droppers.
That's where I'm going with it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's got to. You know what I mean? You could pick it apart and throw your piece, whatever. But just think about it in that terms, because this is the modern day exodus. We're not in those times. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to walk the desert this time. This is our walk. We're in it right now. We're trying to talk to the masses of people through podcasts, through music, through movies, to get everybody to come together to figure it out, that they're in the exodus right now. Crazy.
It's life.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
Because remember, we're replaying timelines.
Mm-hmm.
So those things are going to come different ways. That's how I'm seeing it. You know, different things are going to, you know, like we've talked about, you know, other ways that we've seen how things are mirroring it from different times, but it's now modernized because we're in this version of the earth. We're not in those, you know,
shit, man.
those times. I don't know.
Those times.
Right.
Shit.
And this is now.
Yeah. Now we got robots and shit going on crazy. Like, you don't know what's real, what's fake. Well, I do. Well, you got to look at it.
You got to discern it.
Right.
You got to look at it and know.
Right.
You know, you know what I've been doing lately?
What's that?
When I'm watching older movies, you know, say like I'm watching like an early 2000 or mid 2000, you know, 2010, 2012 movie or something. I'm watching them and I'm going, that motherfucker's not real. I swear there was some CGI fucking characters back then that we didn't notice. That's what I'm starting to say. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
It's like we thought they were real at the time because we didn't understand all that CGI AI bullshit yet. That's why I'm saying they've been doing this a lot longer than we believe. You know what I mean? You got to think. They had to fool us at some point to know that it would work.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
I feel you.
And I'll be like, damn, man, I don't think that character was real in that movie or whatever, that show or whatever. I'll be like, nah, they moved a little more robotic than somebody would move. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't know. That might have been AI right there. So I started watching the new Indiana Jones, the newest one. I think it's in theaters now. So you know how I was watching it. I'm not going to tell y'all no more.
Yeah.
But I started watching it, so I watched like the first 40 minutes, and then the shit fucking froze. But whatever, I'll get back to it. But in that first part, right, they're showing Indiana Jones, which is the Harrison Ford character, as a younger self, and it's all fucking AI. Or at least his face is. It's probably a person doing the shit, and then they put the Harrison Ford face on him to make him look younger, because it was not a normal Harrison Ford. You could fucking tell that. You know, it's not like they did makeup on him or nothing. That shit was AI. But then I started noticing that a lot of the characters within that first 30 minutes were the same. They were fucking AI too. And I was like, fucking 60% of this movie right now is all fucking. I'm like, I don't
remember that shit. Boy.
Yeah, I'm like, when have movies ever been like this? So
It slipped past your mind when you were
Yeah.
young, man. When you were a little kid, you know, you're not really paying attention
right.
until you get them eyes.
Yeah, man.
Like now.
Like now, I'm starting to see that shit, and I'm just like, wow, this is interesting. You know, like it's like you said,
Like you got
can
me
just
back in the day.
See it now. You don't even have to try.
No.
I'm not trying. I'm just going, why does that not, that person's not moving right. You know what I mean? And I'm like that's computer. You know? Like that's not real people. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. They say people about to start turning vampires out this bitch.
For real?
Yeah, like scavengers, like eating the meats and shit.
Oh, because of the fucking 1 cent Wendy burgers?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't eat that shit.
Man, don't fuck with that.
Don't eat that shit.
Please don't.
Think about it. Anything they're fucking trying to give away is probably not good for you. You know what I'm saying? They're like, come on and get it.
Don't turn the fucking roaches out here. Just
Could that be another way?
Eating anything.
Could that be another way they try to fucking get the vaccine in you real quick? Oh, shit. I'm just saying. We don't know. We don't know. Just throwing it out there.
Oh, no.
It's one of many realities that could happen. That's all I'm saying.
Don't comply.
Ooh.
Bomb droppers.
Don't comply. We've said that. We're going to keep saying it. Don't comply. Stop complying. This is our world. We choose what we can and cannot do here. We don't let governments tell us what to fucking do. You know what I mean? Come on. Think about it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's, you know what I mean? If a working government is working for you, why are you going to be rude and fuck around? But when they're not, you have the fucking, what's the word? Fuck. Damn it, I had it. That rant was going so good. You have the fucking, you should have the fucking
Opportunity, right?
opportunity, destitute, whatever the fucking word. I don't know.
I don't know what.
To fight the government and the oppression that's
Oh.
against you. Fuck them, man. They don't choose our fate, you know? That's how but we got too compliant. We got too reliant. We got too, you know, we thought they were doing for us. But now that we know better, stop complying. Don't give in. You choose your destiny.
Right. Facts. It's your journey.
Yeah. Stop being scared. Prepared, not scared. Because, yeah, man, I was there. I had a moment of scare, you know, where I was scared. Beginning of this whole thing, 2020. You know what I mean? We was all scared. We didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Oh, man.
The world was different, changing right at that moment. And we was just like, I don't know what to do.
Cool.
You know? So we was all there. But now, we're 3 years later. We know now. We know better. Don't comply. Stop. Fuck them.
Bomb droppers. Then I had some slick shit. I heard some slick shit they trying to do. They said they trying to take the cold medicine off the shelf.
What, to make you get the flu or something?
Make you,
And then you got to go to them and get the shots, right?
or get the medicine type shit.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. They'll
know,
make you
man.
come to the hospital, which was where they're going to fuck with you then, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what I'm
More than likely.
Right. You can't get it from your neighborhood store no more. You know what? Just that'll make us go back to herbal medicine, back to the earth. You know what I mean? If they want to take those medicines away, we don't need those. Because really, you know what those are? Those are just fucking, all they do is suppress. They don't cure you of anything anyways, you know? They suppress the fever. They suppress the, you know, the itchy eyes. It's suppression. It's not curing you. It's not fixing anything. It's counteracting something your body's already doing. Think about that. If our bodies are this powerful, if they are technology that we don't even fucking understand, quantum fucking technology, all this shit, whatever, right? If your body's doing something, it's doing something for a reason. But we were never taught that. You know what I mean? We were just like, if you got a fever, it's this, or whatever. Take this medicine, and and then the fever goes down or whatever. But what if your body's doing something that it's built to do? I'm just. These are the questions sometimes. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm not. Like we said, we're not educated in everything.
Right. Man, this world crazy.
But we got to think about it that way, in the fact of those medicines didn't exist 100 years ago. So what were they doing back then? Because people were still catching, most people will say, yeah, but more people were dying. That's the stories they tell you. We don't know for sure.
Right.
That's the stories they tell you.
That's what I'm saying.
Because how did we survive? How did we live all this time? How did our tribes survive? How did the indigenous people survive here before all that shit? Because they did their own thing. They had herbs, they had spices, they did rituals. They had good water, they had clean water, they had clean air. You know what I mean? When we have all this bullshit, processed food, air is horrible. Fucking, you know what I mean? Everything we're doing is fucking poison, basically. Our water's poisoned, you know what I mean? What do you and our bodies are still surviving all that shit. So think about that, right? And we're still surviving all that shit. Yeah, we got problems. Yeah, we got bad backs. Yeah, we got, but why do you think that's happening? You know what I mean? We got to wake up to that fact.
I give it to the man above, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to go through it. We got to understand it. We got to know that this is we never can be in here again. We can never let this happen again, ever. This is the last generation. You know what I'm saying? We're changing it now. We're fixing it. We're doing things. We're not complying anymore.
Bomb dropper. Facts.
Yeah. Come take it from me. You've taken everything else. Know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Fuck that. Come take it then. If you want it, come take it. Because I'm not complying.
I ain't even.
Because that's all they want to see. I think if they see some resistance from the people, man, they will get it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's the compliance. They're going to do, you let them do whatever they want then. But if you see resistance, they'll be like, look at these other countries. Look at these other countries. They're resisting. They're doing shit. They're showing us how to do it. So we just got to wake up to that fact.
Man. Y'all got to tap in, man. We got to tap in together, though. Shit, we all can't do it, you know what I mean? Can't do it by myself.
We got to rise up.
You can't do it by yourself.
Yeah. This is the revolution. Remember they said the revolution will be televised. It will be. This is it.
Yeah, right. This is it.
See, they tried to take it away from y'all back then. It will be televised. It's being televised right now. Welcome to the revolution.
Man. Feeling too good.
I know, right? I think that fucking edible kicked in. Yeah. I'm fucking feeling real
my shit been kicked in
right now.
Yeah, man. Keep your trust in the man above, man. That's all I could tell you.
It's all coming together.
Pray every day.
It's all coming together.
We're
exactly where we're supposed to be.
Let's get it.
The 23rd and the 4th. Just keep those dates in mind. Let's see what happens.
I don't know.
Yeah, we can start wrapping this thing up, man. Final thoughts.
Yeah.
We haven't said that in a while. Mm-hmm. Final thoughts.
Hey.
Spread love.
Hey.
I knew. Let's go.
You know it. Gotta spread that love.
that love.
You hear me? And and remember, October 4th, turn them phones off from 2 o'clock to like 4.
Yep. That's the challenge.
For real. It's not a game. Not a game.
Let's see here. What else do I got for the people today?
Get in contact with the loved ones, man.
Yeah. Reconnect.
Yeah.
I just showed y'all that. See how excited I was about that shit? Reconnect. There it is. Yeah. We'll have to figure out something with that for the name of the show too. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've been thinking about it, if you've been like, man, you know, I need to call my cousin, or I ain't talked to my brother in a while.
Yeah.
Start those reconnections, man. They matter. They definitely matter. So, you know, and you got to do it in your own way. You know, who knows what is behind that? Sometimes people have, you know, things that have happened in their lives, and that's why they don't contact their people, you know. But yeah, reconnections matter, you know, and new connections matter. You know, new connections. You know, don't be afraid to make new connections too. You know.
Yeah.
You know, some people, you know, are you know, trying to get new friends or get new family. You know, by building their own. It's like, don't be afraid to get those new connections going too. You know, you might need to change your, you know, like we said, change your environment. And if that means new job, new coworkers, if that means, you know, new friends, you know, if that means a new neighborhood, something, you know, change your environment and start those reconnections. You'll see it change you. You'll see it building. Yeah. Change your living room up. When's the last time you changed your living room up?
Right.
Just try something new.
Change something. Facts.
Clean out that closet. Yeah, I know. Clean out that closet you've been wondering about. I don't even know what's in there. Clean that closet out, you know.
Get motivated.
Yeah. Get yourself together. Start navigating this world. This is the world we're in. Start navigating it. There's so much information that we've given you. There's so much information out there. The more you learn, the more you'll understand. And then, when you do the research, when you learn the shit, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do with it? You know what I mean? Like I said, I just gave that hack about the credit with your kids earlier. See what I'm saying? I don't really have to say that to nobody. Right. I really don't. You know, but it doesn't hurt me. Doesn't change my life if I tell you to do it. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. You know, does it make things better for your family? If you and all your kids are doing it, yeah. Because then by the time y'all reach a certain level, everybody's credit's good.
Right.
Because think about it, you know, there's a lot of people out there going, man, fuck, if I just knew how to do this credit thing, you know, you was one of them.
Yeah. That credit thing, man. He just gave me the credit card. You did. You know.
So,
but yeah.
It's education. It's teaching. It's learning. You know, it's doing. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Get out there. You know, get out there and figure it out. Do the research. Google it.
Right.
Google it or call somebody. That's the reconnection. That's your in. There it is. Call them and just be like, man, you know anything about this? You know, I'm trying to learn how to do this. You know, I need to figure this out. And then next thing you know, you got common ground again, and y'all good. You know, and you're figuring things out. Yeah, it might be all it takes. You know, somebody just needs to hear that. They ain't think about it that way. Welcome to Awkward Intelligence.
Yeah. You might know somebody that could, you know, help you out.
Or because they just had a conversation with somebody. They're like, man,
That's what I'm saying.
it's crazy. You just called me about that. I was just talking to somebody about that. That's the kind of shit happens. Because those are that's you're supposed to have those,
Then
connections.
y'all connect back.
Yeah. That's how it works. That's how you know. At that point, you're like, this was meant to be, This is how it's supposed to work. That's how you'll know. That's your confirmation of it working for you. You'll see it. Follow the signs. Awkward intelligence. Yeah, man. All right. Awkward Intelligence. I'm Intox along with
BDot, baby.
and we'll catch you on the next one. Stay tuned. Episode 42 coming soon.
Yeah. Bomb droppers.